Underground Noise Webzine is back once again with Webisode number 133. Today we're talking with JB from the amazing thrash metal band out of Stockholm, Sweden called Man Machine Industry. Welcome, JB. How are you?
Hi there. I'm fine. Just a little bit stressed because I'm in the rehearsal. We've been rehearsing now for 2 hours maybe, and we got some gigs coming up. So I'm a bit stressed, but I'm fine. I'm fine.
That's good. The first question I would like to ask you is, what song off your newest EP would you say is your favorite? For me, was Where Angels Die and also Rest in Peace.
Hard question, but I think I'll go with the Sniper actually, the melodic one. I love the fast stuff as well, but I'm more into groove. You know, I like when it comes to me and thrash metal, I like that Testament groove and Exodus groove. I love Slayer as well, but I prefer the groove, the groovy thrash. So I guess the Sniper is a great song, but of course it was awesome having the guest vocalist on the album, and that song R.I.P. is it's another favorite. Sniper and R.I.P. are my favorites, I think.
That's awesome.
Right now, at least.
I see you got a sick looking drum kit behind you.
Yeah, it's mine.
That's a mean looking kit.
I play on the albums. I play all instruments. I play drums, bass, guitar. It's like a solo project. But when we play live, I've got some friends backing me up always. And then they've been with me since, well, I don't know, 7-8 years maybe, or something like that. But I like to, when I go into the studio, I like to go in myself and just create and do everything right from my heart, and it's not diva or something like that, no ego trip, but I love to write music, and I love it so much that I don't want anyone else to take that away from me.
I don't think anybody would ever be able to do something like that. I'm a musician myself, and when you have the gift of music, just go with it, do it until you can't do it no more. I mean, look at Judas Priest, for an example, KK Downing. I don't know if he still plays with them or not, but it's amazing what music can do to somebody. It can either energize you, excite you, make you angry, or whatever, but it's all in how you perceive it, really.
Yeah, exactly.
Before starting this interview, JP, I was watching your video called Where Angels Die. Where did you guys film that?
We filmed it here in our rehearsal house, or what is it called? Complex? Is it called that?
You can call it that, yeah.
Studio, maybe.
So there's 3 stores of rehearsal rooms, not very big, but okay. And then there's one room that is big, and I built a stage on that one. So all bands that rehearse in this complex can have a private release party and filming videos and stuff like that. So I'm a bit involved in what's happening in this house as well. So we filmed it there. We filmed both videos, the R.I.P. video and the Where Angels Die there. We did.
Yeah, they're both fantastic videos. I don't know if you've seen those, Rhino, but they're really amazing.
Yeah, cool. But
So,
I mean, there's not a lot of space, there's not a lot of places left in Stockholm where you can do this kind of stuff. The government are saving money like everyone else, so us musicians have to come up with our own ideas to keep going.
I totally understand that. Well, I'm going to throw it over to Rhino so he can ask you some questions. What you got, Rhino?
Okay, cool.
All right. First and foremost, tell us about the band name, how that came to be.
Well, from the beginning, like I said, Man Machine Industry is somewhat of a solo project, really. So from the beginning, it was called Me, Myself, and I, because it was only me, you know. But then I changed the name right before I released the first album, I think, and to get a more band-like feeling to the name. Like I mentioned, the first guys that played with me live, they were in the band almost 8 years or something like that. So it felt more like a band back then. So it was okay. I did my thing in the studio, but everyone had their own input and stuff like that. So from the beginning, it was me, myself, and I had that shortened MMI. And I had a logo for it, MMI, instead of the whole band name. So when I changed the name, I wanted to keep the logo MMI. So I had to come up with a name that fit the MMI logo, you know. So kind of stupid, but I didn't want to change the whole name. Yeah,
it's original.
I really liked it.
Yeah, it's very original.
It was more industrial metal from the beginning, actually. The first, I have actually taken down the first 3 albums from Spotify and downloading, because I think I got more. The better I got playing guitar, the more fun I had, and the closer I got to thrash metal instead of industrial, which is kind of simple, can be to play. You know, you got da 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 da, and some machines go. I'm worthless on beatboxing. But anyway, so the better I got to play and produce and write songs, the more I had fun with the guitars, because I love playing guitar, and the closer to thrash metal I came, you know.
All right, too cool. Have you ever had the urge, since you wrote all the parts, to bring a drummer on for a show and play live on guitar or bass?
Once more, please.
Since you wrote all the parts, have you ever had the urge, doing a live show, to bring in a drummer and you play live doing guitar or bass?
I play guitar and sing live.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah. I was thinking with the drum set. Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm in my rehearsal room. So I got a drummer, bass player, and a second guitarist, and I play guitar and sing. Because I am from the beginning. I'm a drummer. I played with Rosicrucian and Slapdash on Nuclear Blast way back. But then the more I started playing guitar, and I started writing songs, and I thought it was so much fun. So I moved away from drums more and more and played more guitar. So, but I still play drums. I play in some cover stuff and just for fun with some old friends, you know. It's fun as well, but guitar is my favorite instrument, I'd say, because I like to riff and write songs.
Oh, too cool. All right, I'll follow that right up. What to you is the most influential album ever?
Oh, that's easy for me. I'm an old guy. I grew up in the 70s, starting listening to music. So for me, it's all 19 Black Sabbath albums. All of them. I don't care. As long as Tony Iommi writes the music and do the riffs, I'm there. You know, and also, of course, Judas Priest and stuff like that. I love it. So I was a fan. By the late 70s, I'd say, I discovered hard rock, heavy metal. And then came the new wave of British heavy metal movement, hitting Sweden quite hard as well. And I discovered all those, the mainstream band, of course, Saxon, Maiden, but also like Raven and Tank. I love Tank, the old band, stuff like that. and then thrash metal came along and blew me away in 1983, right, or something like that. Metallica, of course,
Yeah.
first album.
Yeah,
And you?
and some of the lesser known Metal Church was badass, really led into that.
Yeah. And you guys, have you been into metal all your life, or?
Since I was 5. I was
Since
5
you
years
were 5.
old. Yeah, I first heard Iron Maiden Judas Priest from a former babysitter from when I was a kid, and he put on Iron Maiden. My brother and I were like, "That's too loud, turn it down." But inside my head, I was thinking to myself, "I want to do that. I want to do what they're doing." But at the same
Yeah.
time, it was kind of
Which album?
I think it was Somewhere in Time, because I was born in 1979. So
okay.
I'm a little bit younger than you.
Somewhere in Time was my first Maiden show I ever saw.
Really?
Was it? Yeah, it was great. It was awesome.
That album just slaps the hell out of me.
I listened to that album today, actually, on the train on the way here. I did. It's awesome. Awesome. Alexander the Great. What a song. Wow.
Hey, I was just about to mention that. Thank you. That's definitely one of my favorite ones. And also The Loneliness of the Long Distance Runner.
Yeah. Great one as well. Awesome album. I think when I listened to it today, I think it was song 3 or 4. That one didn't. I didn't even remember that song, so I guess that one is not a favorite. I don't know what it's called, actually. I don't remember, but well, anyway, great album.
I wound up, I cut my teeth. Now we call it glam metal. Then it was just metal, like Twisted Sister, Scorpion, Quiet Riot, Queen Fright. Then I discovered punk and hardcore. I got around 84, and that kind of went in that direction.
Yeah, I don't think over here in Sweden in like 84 or something, we didn't have much. We hardly knew about the hardcore scene or stuff like that. For us, it was from the new British heavy metal era straight into thrash metal. I mean, we have the heaviest thing I guess we knew back then was like Venom, something like that.
Yeah,
Sweden was quite isolated.
Yeah, it took 2 paths. I mean, I find like the thrash, where you don't put metal on the end, kind of originated out of the harder punk and hardcore.
Yeah.
And, thrash metal originated early 80s. I think made most popular by Metallica.
Yeah.
Oh, what you got, buddy?
Well, I was about to say, it's just too bad that Metallica went downhill after Saint Anger was released. Same with Load and Reload. Those albums, just to me, were
my lips are sealed.
It's all good.
I've gotten in trouble before for speaking my mind about music. My record label says you have to tone it down. Don't say what you think.
Damn,
make it louder.
I'm gonna have to cross off a couple of questions then.
I was gonna say make it louder, faster, harder, more. Come on. But no, my next question
I get what you mean.
Going to be, what's your local music scene like?
The Swedish scene. Well, speaking of thrash metal, it's quite interesting because we were at a show. Me and some friends were at a show this Saturday in Stockholm, and it was a heavy metal. What do you say? Not newspaper. What do you say? Magazine that arranged the concert, and it was called Thrash Bash. And back in 1988, they had like Thrash Bash #1. And now they have done a reunion for that Thrash Bash. And there was Mesro, an old band from Sweden that have reunited, and FKU, which been around since, well, the beginning of the 90s, I think. Witchery and another band. And we spoke about, we talked about the scene way back then, because in the late 80s, thrash metal in Sweden was on the verge of happening. But then our Stockholm death metal scene came along with, Entombed, the guys.
Oh yeah.
Dismember, Entombed, and later on At the Gates and all those death metal. So death metal just wiped out all thrash metal in just a month or two. No one wanted to play thrash metal when death metal came along here in Sweden. And then came black metal from Bathory in Sweden, and the Norwegian black metal scene grew as well. So thrash metal never stood a chance over here, actually, in Sweden, or not the whole northern area, actually, not Norway, Finland, Denmark. It was only death metal and black metal. But now, just 1 year ago, they're starting to pop up young thrash bands who wants to play thrash metal over here in Sweden, and that's kind of cool. There are young guys, a band called Eradicated, who was just awesome, and we got a band called Xion, which is a mix of Iron Maidenish heavy metal and thrash metal, and it's young guys that have boosted that scene again here, and that has also made us older guys wanted to play thrash metal again, So it's quite fun. It goes full circle somehow. So let's just hope that death metal keeps a distance for once.
Well, as you can see by my
I'm
a huge death metal fan.
Yeah, I mean, the death metal scene in Sweden, when you're talking metal, it has only been death metal from 1990, 91 until just 2 years ago. It's just death metal, death metal, death metal, death metal. It's nothing wrong with that. I like death metal, but I love thrash. So I like death metal. I love thrash metal. So it's a difference for me.
To me, they're both like a kick in the balls. It's like, holy shit, that just made my pelvis break.
Yeah.
But I was going to ask,
especially live.
Are you familiar with a band called Cobra Cult? They're from Stockholm.
Yeah, we're on the same label, Cobra Cult. They're actually rehearsing downstairs.
Oh, really?
Same building.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
They're good friends of mine.
With
Johanna.
Johanna, who's singing, right?
Yes, absolutely. I know her and her boyfriend, Thomas.
Yeah.
They're good friends of mine on Facebook.
Yeah. It was actually me that hooked them up with my record label, GMR Music. Yeah.
Oh, kick ass, man.
Yeah.
Want to tell us a little bit more about your
I
record?
really enjoyed.
What's your roster looking like? How many bands do you have?
No, it's not my record label, but I've worked with them since 2010. GMRmusic.se. I guess the biggest band they had would have been Crucified Barbara. You heard of them?
I'm not familiar with that name. No.
It's an all-girl band, woman, all-woman band. Awesome band that they toured with, like, well, I think Motörhead and stuff like that. And they were quite big in Sweden and Europe. And then they stopped playing music. I don't know what happened, but they called it quits. But then the record label has like Ice Age. Ice Age is an old thrash metal from the 80s who were very big in Europe. And they got Frantic Amber, a death metal band, Death Cross Black, a Black and Death, or what do you call it? And the record label focus actually on lots of women band. So it's kind of cool. They're trying to open the doors.
Some of those women have some powerful voices, I'll say.
Yeah, absolutely. The record label is driven by Lena, who's a woman herself. She started the label way back in the late 80s. I think she worked as a t-shirt sales girl for merchandise for, was it Candlemass maybe, or something like that?
I remember Candlemass.
You remember them?
Yeah, it's been a while since I've listened to them, so I kind of forget their song titles, but they do sound good from back then.
Yeah, they didn't play thrash metal back in the 80s, but they got put together with those kind of bands because they were a bit extreme in some way, but heavy extreme doom or something like that.
You mentioned the name Linnea.
Great band.
Same Linnea from the band Tyrannex?
Good friend of mine. Yep, same label as well.
That's awesome.
Awesome.
We interviewed her not so long ago. I don't know if you ever saw that interview or not.
You did?
Yeah, we got to interview Linnea.
No, I didn't see it. I'm gonna check it out. She's great. Great guitarist, and the voice. Wow. Jesus. She can high pitch anyone.
What you got, Rhino? What's next?
All right. Well, first of all, I just got to say, Sweden kind of intrigued me. You have a lot of beautiful women, but then at the same time, ABBA came out of Sweden. That's kind of a turnoff. But nonetheless,
ABBA.
Let's go to kind of a turnoff.
We got an ABBA museum in Stockholm, actually.
Oh,
yeah. It's quite. If you ever are in Sweden, you should go to the ABBA museum. It's quite cool, actually, to see where the magic.
You also have that Hasselhoff guy, right? Isn't what's his name? Isn't Hasselhoff popular over there?
David Hasselhoff.
Yeah,
from Baywatch, right?
Yeah.
Night Rider.
I don't know. Yeah. I wouldn't say popular. No, but everyone know who he is, you know. But I wouldn't say popular. Like that.
Okay. So, let's say you get, you can pick two bands or musicians, past or present. They can be living or dead. You get to put them in the studio for them to produce one album together. What two bands are you putting in
there? Tricky question, because in the real world, I never listened. I never liked those kind of collaborations, because I never heard a collaboration between the different rock stars being any awesome, except for maybe SOD, maybe that one became awesome. But I'm a big fan of AC/DC, especially the Bon Scott era. So I would love to see Bon Scott do something with another rock and roller, you know, like Lemmy. Think Lemmy, Bon Scott, and the Status Quo guitarist Rick Party, or what it's called. That would be some kick-ass rock and roll.
Yes. All right, one more. I'm going to cut half this question out for your label, but you get to bring one musician back from the dead. I'm cutting the second part out. What musician are you bringing back and why?
Well, it's Bon Scott.
Okay.
Also, maybe Ronnie James Dio as well, because I only got to see Ronnie James Dio once live. And I had the chance to see him like 4 times at festivals, but I didn't take the opportunity. So that's my mistake. But Ronnie James Dio or Bon Scott.
Nice. All right, just one real quick one. Pantera with Zakk Wylde. Good or bad?
You're putting me on the spot there. The record label has told me I cannot speak about stuff like that. No, just kidding.
Okay.
Well, I haven't seen them live with Zakk, so I actually don't know. I saw them, I think 3 or 4 times with Phil, Dimebag. Back in the days, I saw the first tour they did in Europe when they toured with supporting Judas Priest and Annihilator, and it was fucking amazing. I stood front row, and there was no guards or no fence or guards or anything. So Phil Pantera was the first band, and he came out on stage just in front of me, took my hand and tried to drag me up on stage so I could stage dive. But when he reached down for me, I'm quite short. Then all the crowd just towards him as well. So I just fell down on the floor, kind of. So everyone, the people used me as a ladder. But it was a great show. And I remember that Phil Anselmo, he dived jumping like not stage diving like that. He just jumped out in the audience and sat on someone's head, and he landed just in front of me. So I had his balls right in front of my face like this. Sweaty.
Yeah. So, Bill's actually my uncle. Not by blood. I wound up adopting him.
Ah, okay. So
he doesn't
say
know
hi
yet.
to the balls for me.
All right, Al.
It was a great show.
I was about to say that gives
what?
What's going on?
Well, I was going to say that gives the saying "D's nuts" a whole new meaning.
Yeah, it does.
Oh God, I'm terrible.
I see myself as not a musician first, not a drummer, not a guitarist, bass player, singer. I see myself as a fan first. So I'm over 50 years old. I still go to shows. I still want to stand front row, just seeing the band close up, their smiles lighting up, their aggression, I'm still that guy, you know. I'll never get bored on that. I'm a fan first.
I feel that minus the pit. You can keep the pit at this point. You can keep the mosh pit at this point. You can keep the mosh pit at this point.
I think the latest mosh pit I was in was probably right before the pandemic, actually. But not as hard as I used to do it, but I still get the feeling for it.
Yeah, here I am at 44 and I still crowd surf. I still go in the pit every now and again. But if my knee dislocates, I'm like, okay, fuck it. I'm mad.
Yeah.
Who am I kicking the face tonight? Nobody, because I can't pick that.
Yeah. The older you get, the more careful you have to be, but it's still fun.
Oh, absolutely. I got a good question for you. Have you ever had any embarrassing moments while you've been on stage?
Yeah, I've fallen off the stage. Right at the back of the stage, and not in the front of the stage. I was like jumping around, and we had no stacks or anything on the stage, so I was back behind the drummer and just goofing around. And then my back leg went off the stage, so I disappeared behind the drummer down on the floor.
Oh,
something like that. So I had to climb up again. But it's been some stupid stuff, you know, headbutting the microphones or blood coming down the face and stuff like that. But I'm a bit more careful nowadays. It was in my younger days.
You got.
But nothing like I haven't shed my pants or anything like that on stage. Not yet.
Well, you're not
coming.
I'm old now.
You know, Gigi.
Real quick, can you hear me better now?
Yeah.
Can you hear me better now?
Yes,
yeah.
we can.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do as well. Yeah.
Cool.
You know, it's interesting. I mean, you said that you don't shit your pants, so I was going to say you're not Gigi Allen, who would throw his feces at people in the crowd. I think that's kind of nasty and weird, you know?
Yeah, you know that guy hasn't really reached Sweden yet, but isn't there supposed to come a movie about him?
It was released. Merle put it out. One Hell of a Family.
Okay, right.
It's pretty good.
Okay, I haven't seen it over here. Anything about it?
I've heard about it, but I have not seen it.
Okay.
I mean, the original.
I read somewhere that what is it called? Christian Bale was supposed to play him, but I thought that was weird. I thought.
Yeah, the original documentary called Hated. Todd Phillips actually produced it. He's the guy that did the Hangover movies, the new Joker.
Oh, okay. Awesome movie, the new Joker movie.
Oh yes.
Dark. It's
Yes.
cool. That's my other hobby. I love to watch movies. Turn off my brains. I got like my brain never sleeps, you know. So the only way to relax my brain, to really take it easy and focus on something else, it's when I watch movies. So I can't read or anything like that because my brain just keep getting riffs and ideas for bands and projects, you know, all the time.
No, what I actually do, I listen to, when I'm going to sleep, I listen to like those old radio shows where the voice is monotone.
Okay.
And
cool.
Yeah, it puts me to sleep.
Yeah. I'll try that, maybe.
I can just say it works for me.
Yeah. Cool.
We got 3 minutes left in this one. But
cool.
I had another question for you. When it comes to writing lyrics, what inspires you to write lyrics? Like, how do you come up with your lyrics?
I often write albums on themes.
Okay.
I often write on themes, you know, like this. The new album, the two latest albums are part of a trilogy. Eschaton 1, Eschaton 2, and then Eschaton 3 is released next year. So I released one album a year, and the theme is like end of the world within different scenarios. So theme often inspires me to write songs, as well as movies, maybe. Not that much real life experience or something that I personally have gone through, but I write much about how the world is today and stuff like that. Wars right now, the Ukraine-Russia war is a big deal over here in Europe. I mean, Sweden hasn't had a war for hundreds of years, you know, so it's quite new for us. A new bad experience, I guess.
Righto, you got some questions for JB? Would you like to start it off on this segment?
All right, let's do a two-parter. Go-to beverage. Well, we'll start with that one.
Okay. Yes. Well, I've been sober for 18 years now.
Oh, you can still have a go-to beverage.
Yes, I do. It's milk chocolate. It's the honest truth. Every morning I get up and make my breakfast. I gotta have a milk chocolate.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't know why, but I need it. But otherwise, I mean, I drink sodas and stuff like that. So I'm a sugar rush guy, I guess. Like candy, cookies, and stuff like that.
All right. If you had to pick your last meal on Earth today, what would that meal be?
Oh shit! I love food. I really love taste. My wife always says that it's a pleasure watching me eat because I really look like I enjoy it very much, and that's true. So Last year I ate fruited. What is it called? Frutti di mare, Italian. The sea, the fruits of the sea. You know, shrimps and not mushrooms, clams and stuff like that. I ate something like that at a restaurant, and it was fucking amazing. So I'll take that. Frutti di mare.
Sounds good.
Yeah, it was. Oof, wow. I love tasting food, and I love trying new stuff I haven't tried before.
You know,
sometimes you're lucky. Sometimes it tastes like balls. Feels balls, maybe.
Yeah, I haven't tried calamari yet. I don't do oysters and mussels, but I do like different seafood.
Calamari's good
Me
shit.
as well.
You need to go to Carrabba's Italian restaurant, Rhino, and try their calamari. Oh my God, it's divine. It's so good. Some of the best calamari I've ever.
What's in
oyster.
calamari? What's in?
It's squid, and I guess they put it.
Yeah, they put it in the deep fryer.
I think I tried that calamari. Yeah, I know that. I think I tried it on tour once, actually.
Yeah, that's good.
But I don't remember how it tasted. But if it's awesome, I'm gonna taste it. I'm gonna have it again.
Cool.
I get, when you're on tour, you get to visit all these countries and try their special food. You know, their main dishes from the country and stuff. I love it. And I also work as a drum tech for a band called Eclipse, who's touring a lot in Europe. I also worked this summer. I worked with Hammerfall, if you know them.
Oh yeah, I saw them with Flotsam and Jetsam a couple of years ago.
Yeah, Flotsam and Jetsam. Love them. Yeah,
love Hammerfall.
But that way you get to try out different kinds of food you never would have tried at home. You know, especially Sweden. It's a small country. We don't have everything. You know, so I love that about touring. So it's great.
Yeah, you can keep Indian food though. You can keep.
I love Indian as well. I love. You don't.
Really funny question for you though, JB. Sorry to cut you off.
Sure.
You ever seen this video on YouTube? It's called Joe Goes to Sweden. He actually tries out this canned fish, which has been fermented for years, and it's like rotten fish.
Yeah, surströmming.
Do people actually eat that shit? It looks fucking nasty.
Yeah, not all of us, but plenty of us have tried it. My mother eats it. Each summer she sits outside because you can't eat it inside. It stinks up the whole house. So and I've tried it. It actually smells worse than it tastes.
Oh really?
Yeah, so but it's like an old. I believe it's an old tradition. You know. I believe it goes all the way back to the Viking age, almost. You know.
Yeah.
So it was in Sweden. We didn't have in Sweden during the Viking age. You know, we lived like, we didn't live in brick houses or anything. In England, they lived in castles. We didn't have castles even back then. At the same time as we had the Vikings, we lived in huts. You know, made by wood, not even houses. But in England, the Roman Empire had come up to England and taught them to build, real houses, you know, and castles and stuff. So we were very late. And also the problem in Sweden, you couldn't grow anything but potatoes. So we ate animals, berries, and potatoes. That's what was about it, and fish. And then during the winter time, we had to stall the fish somehow, because we both meat and everything was sparsome back then.
Smoke it.
So they came up with this idea to not can it back then, but they salted it like crazy, you know, and buried it somewhere and dig it up and ate it, because we had no food, you know, in Sweden.
I'll
Hard times. Oh,
yeah.
way back.
Oh yeah, and they're still happening. The reason why I asked you that is because here in America we have a candy called Swedish Fish, which is like little tiny red.
I don't think they're from Sweden.
No, they're not from Sweden. It's American, I said. If you listen closely, right now. But no, these candies.
Don't start a fight now.
That's why I left the room for a minute
Yeah.
just to go see if I could find a bag of them so I could show them to you, but they're all gone. I'm like, no more Swedish Fish, no more Sour Patch Kids. Who took the candy? And it's Halloween. Happy Halloween, everybody. I almost forgot to say that in the beginning. Should have remembered.
All
Is it-
Hallows Eve.
Yeah.
Is it like a licorice?
Yes.
Something like that? Yeah, I think I know what it is.
Yeah, they're little candies. They kind of
It's
like
good.
a cherry flavor to them. So
Yeah.
they're-
I think
they're
I know
good
what it
to
is.
eat.
Yeah.
But back to being
Yeah.
and back to talking about foods. Here in the United States, I would not recommend that you eat hot dogs or canned vegetables because of all the preservatives and all the bullshit that goes in that junk. What food would you not recommend?
Yeah.
If Rhino and I were to come over to Sweden, hang out with you guys and whoever else, and go out to dinner, what food would you not recommend? And why?
If you were in Sweden, well, I think I believe Sweden is. We have got quite strict laws for everything, but I guess like you guys and like all over the world, it's not healthy, or it's not. I mean, in a sausage or what do you call it, hot dog? It's you have seen the clips. What is in a hot dog? It's not the nicest meat, you know. But I eat hot dogs anyway, you know. But really, you shouldn't eat hot dogs when you see those clips on the internet. But I do it anyway. But I shouldn't.
Yeah.
Also,
We have Nathan's hot dogs
You know
here.
them-
They're kosher, so they don't have funky body parts in them.
I actually bought a burger this summer at what is it called? One of the bigger chains, hamburger chains. You got they're probably from America, not McDonald's. Someone Burger King, yeah. And I took a bite of that burger, and I've ordered a burger that I hadn't tried before with garlic and stuff. I took a bite. Tastes a little bit strange. But I had never eaten it, so maybe it's supposed to taste like. Took another bite, then I turned it around. It was all moldy, the bread.
Oh,
All moldy. I just, oh, fuck. I haven't eaten there since. It's like at least 6-8 months now. I will never eat it again. Never.
JP, is that your guitar in the background?
One of them.
Would you like to
two
show
guitar
us?
backup. No, I can show you, but they're not special. I have my. Wait a minute, I'll go and fetch it for you. Wait.
All right. This is the segment we call "Show Me Your X." That didn't come out too good.
Yeah, so I had like endorsement for Schecter for a long while, but then when I started writing the new songs for the new albums, I wanted to have a guitar with a whammy bar, you know, the Dimebag whammy, and I couldn't find a Schecter guitar with a that looked. I always play V-shaped guitars. So I couldn't find a Schecter guitar that I thought looked cool for me. So I switched to Jackson guitars. Then I got this is a cheaper one because I have the cheaper ones backup guitars in a rehearsing in the rehearsal room, because you never know if you get a break in or anything like that. So I got my real stuff, also Jackson guitars in the studio. and those I bring live on to shows and stuff like that. So I rehearse on them, just 1 or 2 rehearsals before a show. But here's a cheaper version of Jackson, and I have switched the mics to EMG 81s because that's the sound I want to play. But I really love Jackson guitars. I think the whammy bars are awesome. The stables are steady, and it's really good guitar, I think. Even though this is the cheaper one, it's really nice actually.
Yeah, I like
So,
the color.
quite happy.
It really stands out.
Yeah, and they look so fucking metal with these
Absolutely
pointy edges, you know.
Yeah, I'm totally.
They
digging
really look Slayer violent. Yeah.
You know, if you turn it upside
I
down,
like it.
horns.
A problem. I don't think I'll change brand again. I'm happy with Jackson now.
I'm a DC Rich guy myself.
Do you play?
Ibanez.
You play BC Rich?
Yes, a warlock.
Yeah. I did. I had them one of those way back before Man Machine Industry started. Actually, I like those as well. But I thought they were so heavy, aren't they? What I remember
light
was
actually to me personally. They kind of feel like an Ibanez RG. When you pick up an Ibanez RG, it's kind of light, but the
okay. All right.
string guitars and the 8-string guitars are actually heavier because there's so many strings to it. When you pick them up, it's like lifting up a 5-pound brick almost. You're like, holy shit, man.
Yeah. I only do 6 strings. It's enough for me, I think.
Yeah, I can't lie.
I'm not that
12-string.
I'm not that kind of Meshuggah guy, you know.
Yeah, same here. Meshuggah's okay if you like them.
Yeah, I think that they're great, but it's another kind of music, and I have I'm old school, you know. I love AC/DC, Mode Red, Status Quo, straightforward.
Status Quo.
Same with thrash.
In a while.
More straightforward for me, you know.
That's awesome, dude. Status Quo rules. I haven't listened to them in quite some time. My friend Liam Rogers told me about them. He's my buddy in Scotland, so thanks for telling me about Status Quo, Liam.
Yeah.
Shout out to you if you're watching. I was going to ask you also.
Yeah, I love it.
What tuning do you guys play in?
C, and we play. It's like a C, and they have a bottom and the regular tuning from C, if you say it like that. I don't know what it's called actually.
Yeah, I
just play.
I play in D standard, but I also play in drop C. So
yeah, okay, cool. Yeah.
Well, let's see what Dan Huh? Sorry.
I tried playing drop for a while, but no, it didn't fit me. But it's cool. It's cool. I know Prong is a favorite band of mine. No, Tommy do drop. I don't know which drop. It dropped D, dropped C. I don't know actually, but he can write songs on that. I can't write song on a drop guitar.
Hey, Dad Vibes, what you got? You got more questions?
Well, first one's for you, Al. Where's the rest of your eyeballs?
Where's the rest of my eyeballs? In my head.
All right, since it's Halloween, what are some of your favorite horror flicks?
Oh, Hellraiser.
Nice.
Good choice.
Hellraiser 1, 2, and 4.
I don't remember 3. That's probably why then.
But I mean, 1, 2, and 4 combines the story a little bit more. You get to know who he is or who he was, Pinhead, stuff like that. Also, Alien, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever. I love all Alien movies. Yeah,
nice.
And I also follow the whole what is called Marvel Universe stuff. I love that too, as well. Because when I was a kid, I always read those comic books, you know, and to see all those guys come alive on the screen, it's awesome. It's cool. But also like darker movies. David Lynch is one of my absolute favorite directors. So Twin Peaks and his Lost Highway with Robert Blake and that one. It's awesome, I think.
Lost Highway.
Too cool.
That was a good movie. I don't remember too much of it, but I remember watching it once at least.
Yeah. That's why the always with David Lynch, you get it's not that it's not action or anything, but the tension in the movie, you know, it's what gets you, you know, scary part. And you guys
All right.
into movies?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of James Wan stuff. He started out directing the Saw movies, then he did Insidious, Annabelle, The Conjuring, and I love them.
Yeah. My wife is more of a horror buff than me, actually. She almost, as soon as we're gonna watch a movie, it's always horror.
Yeah, I like
and the
horror,
original Poltergeist.
comedy.
What you say?
He said something about Poltergeist, but I was
Yeah. Actually, yeah. The first two movies, right, are awesome.
Yeah,
Number 3, like that.
the remake sucked.
I'm not
The
too big
remake.
on remakes. I mean, did you ever see the remake for the Amityville Horror? That was pretty decent.
Ryan Reynolds, maybe.
I think so. I think
The
so.
Amityville Horror, the remake or the original?
The remake. The remake was actually kind of decent. I've seen the original, which I really loved the most, but the remake was actually quite well done.
Yeah, I've probably seen the remake because, like I said, my wife watches all of those movies, but I don't remember it. I only remember the original. That one I've seen many times. Omen, The Omen, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, Phantasm.
Oh, shit.
How about Phantasm? Those are good movies too.
Not seen that.
No? Wow, you're
No?
missing out, man. Phantasm is good shit. It's like science
Okay.
fiction in a
Cool.
way.
I'll check it out.
It's also horror, so it's a combination of both.
Okay.
Pretty rad.
I love sci-fi if it's good.
Yeah,
There's plenty of bad sci-fi out there. I hate Star
Al
Wars.
likes the back. Al goes to the movie store and goes straight to the back room. So, all right, real quick before I turn it to Al, what's your favorite song of mine?
Of yours?
Yeah, Fred Durst, Limp Bizkit.
You got me there. All right. Well, Fred, I'm not that much into Limp Bizkit, so sorry.
Someone's on my side today. Sorry, I had to say it.
All right, Al, what you got?
Okay. I can't help but stop laughing. Shit, now I got Fred Durst on the brain. Thanks, you fucker.
It's all about that he said, she said bullshit.
Yeah, you can take your head warmer off now. Jesus.
I borrowed it from Roger.
Oh, man. Yeah, that's Roger Wilco in the background. Okay. JB, what is the coldest temperature that you have played live in?
I don't know actually. I mean, you don't play outside in Sweden at winter time. I don't. Where are you guys from? You got it warm all year around, right?
Not really. No, we get winter.
I'm from Maryland.
And I was born and raised in New York.
Yeah, we get snow, heat.
I'm in Georgia now.
We got no heat in the rehearsal room, so it's quite cold when you get there every time. So you can't have the heat on here because it costs too much. So we have to heat it up when we get there. So it takes a while. So, but no, I don't know. It's many I like the cold. I like living
too.
like this. Yeah, I'm not in much during the summertime in Sweden, which it is about maybe 2-3 months at the top. But I get so tired when it's too warm, so I don't get creative. I don't want to do anything. I haven't got the urge to do anything when it's too hot. So I prefer spring, early spring, autumn, and the winter time in Sweden. Actually, maybe not to go outside as often, but I get more creative and like to do stuff then. So
That's really cool.
I'm not a summer guy. No.
Yeah, I like springtime myself. I was born during the springtime, so enjoy it while it's there, you know.
I was born the day before Christmas here in Sweden.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. When we celebrate Christmas on the 24th of December. So I was born 23rd.
Oh, that's cool.
You celebrate 25th, right?
Yes.
Something.
Yes, we do. Actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do what the 21st, the winter solstice is. That's what it's all about.
What did you say? Winter soul.
The winter solstice. It's the shortest day, and you decorate the trees with fruits and kind of a party, you know.
Yeah.
That's where the Christmas tree came from.
Yeah. Ah, okay. Right. Didn't know that.
Yeah, it's all like every part of Christmas is pagan except they put Jesus's name in it.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah. They tried. I believe from what I read, I like history, but I have a hard time keeping everything in the mind. But I think it was here in Sweden when Christianity came here, they placed like churches and stuff on the what is it?
Pagan temples.
Yeah, pagan tables on their locations called to try to eradicate it all. You know, it's the way it goes. No.
Yeah. Where'd Al go?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm here.
Hello.
You guys chitter chatter. Hey,
We're talking a lot about stuff that aren't music related. It's the first podcast I ever talked about movies and history and
we like doing everything,
like
you know, to get in the mind of the musician, not just hey, this song, that song. You know,
I think it's awesome.
Cool.
It's cool. You get a bit tired of the same questions every time, so it's fine by me. It's just fun.
Yeah, it's good. But and you know, be different.
Yeah, it's good. Great idea, actually.
Cool.
If the artists open up. If they don't open up, it must be boring as hell.
Normally they do.
Yeah, cool.
Normally they do. Real quick, would you like to make a confession to Roger? Anything you'd like to confess?
I have nothing to compare. I'm an honest person, just straight on forward. So I have nothing to confess. That's fine. Got no secrets. I don't think so, at least. I mean, I live for music, so I'm quite boring in that way. I think, you know, it's just music with me. It's my life. But I don't make any money out of it, so I have to work as well.
Right.
Everybody's got to make a living somehow.
Yeah.
It's that. It's like that nowadays.
JB, I'm assuming that you're familiar with the Gothenburg metal scene, right? Have you ever heard of a band called Mad?
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of a band called Mad Architect?
I know of the name when you say it, but I haven't listened to them. Are they from Gothenburg?
Yeah. It features Snowy Shaw on vocals, and also has a guy named Magnus Down on guitar. I met Magnus years ago when I lived out west in New Mexico.
Okay.
And he was such a cool dude. And I said to him, hey, let me ask you something. Do you guys do anything other than Thin Lizzy covers for your Just Lizzy tribute band. He's like, oh, we do some originals. I'm like, I haven't heard one yet. And I'm thinking to myself, why do so many bands exist as cover bands? Why can't they stay? But
it's two ways of looking at that. But number one, if of course I play cover bands as well. I think I play in two actually, and you get better paid.
Yes,
that's number one.
Okay.
But also, I must say, when you have done, I mean, Man Machine Industry has been around for a long while. It's always trying to get to the next level, trying, working hard as hell. And then I started like losing interest on the hard work, and that made the band suffer as well. So I started playing covers with an old friend of mine from the 80s. We played together in the 80s. I mean, in the boys' room, you know. We played Judas Priest and Manowar and stuff like that. Black Sabbath, of course. So we started just jamming along here in my rehearsal. And we started a cover band. And all of a sudden, the fire was lit again for music, both my own and the cover scene. So I love playing those Judas Priest songs and Saxon, Motorhead, Iron Maiden. You know, it's so much fun, and we have so much fun when we do it, because it's just for fun. It's nothing you have to do. It's nothing you need. You need to do it to have fun. But what do you care about? Prestige. It's no prestige in it. You just have fun. Have fun with music.
Yeah,
and that makes it easier.
About cover bands, though. That's
yeah.
the,
And
I'm not trying to say anything
that makes
bad
it easier for Man Machine Industry as well to just work on, to keep it going, you know. So that's why I do covers as well, because it's makes me happy, you know. Music makes me happy again. It was a few years, actually, maybe 4 years, that I just kept Man Machine Industry going because other people wanted it to go on, right? But I felt like, okay, I'll do another album like that, you know.
Yeah.
But now I'm lit again, and the trilogy I'm working on now it's just great, and I love hanging out with the guys in the rehearsal and playing covers and playing MMI songs. It's just fun again. So
Yeah,
let me
that's why
throw
I
one
do
out
it.
to you real quick.
like I
Let me
said,
throw this out to you. Hold on. All right, you get a Hellfest. You get a 4-hour block. MMI plays. Who else are you putting on the stage in that 4-hour block?
What do you mean?
Like, you get to book 4 hours of Hellfest. You get a stage for 4 hours.
Okay.
And MMI plays. Who else are you putting on the stage?
Well, if I was to book a cool big festival like that, I would give my friends a chance to be seen. Yeah. Like, for example, like the young band I was talking about earlier, Eradicated. I mean, they're in their 20s, and people have to see them. And I would book some of my struggling friends that are fighting as hard as I am with music to get somewhere. So I would do. What do you pay it forward?
Yeah,
do that. Yeah, but if I was to book the headline, I would book Saxon. Yes, Saxon are. I've seen them. 1983 was the first show I saw with Saxon, and they still are fucking awesome on stage live.
nice.
I don't know how they do it, but it's a lot of years, and they still rock.
you know, what I was trying to mention earlier was I'm not knocking cover bands, but I'm just saying it's really not my thing, you know. But I will eventually, you know, probably do something like that, but I don't know. Time will tell, right?
Uh,
Well, my friends, we got.
when you started playing,
Go ahead.
when you started playing, you did learn cover song and had a great time, didn't you?
Actually, yeah. And it was funny because the very first song I learned was the song called To Be With You by Mr. Big. And then later on, believe it or not, Rhino, you're going to probably find this funny. The second song that I learned how to play was Achy Breaky Heart by Billy Ray Cyrus. Don't ask me why.
The country artist.
After that, I learned Johnny Cash. I learned a little bit of Metallica, a little bit of Megadeth, a little bit of Slayer even. But as I got older, all that shit went out the window. And I just started doing my own original shit. So that's where it's at now.
Yeah. It's good. Keep it up. Keep it up. Just keep going. As long as you have the fire. But when the fire dies out, you know what to do.
Take a break and wait
light it up with some cool covers from the early days.
Absolutely.
I promise you, it'll help. The inspiration to just blossom up again.
I appreciate that advice, man. Thank you so very much.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Cool.
You rule.
You as well.
Guys, well, guys, we got 4.5 minutes left. Rhino, do you have anything that you'd like to ask JB before we're done?
No, I think I'm ready for your questions. I have some Limp Bizkit questions, but I think you'd rather do yours.
Yeah, well, you can forget about that. All right, I'll ask the last two questions here.
Yeah, sure.
What would you like to say to your fans out there? And is there anybody that you would like to give a shout out to?
I would like to say, well, to PR my own stuff. If you're into a bit more melodic thrash metal, like the more heavier stuff of Megadeth, Testament, and stuff like that, I guess you'd like Man Machine Industry, especially the later albums. Well, if you're playing, keep it up. Never lose sight of who you are or what you want to do. Just play for fun. It's the most important thing. It has to be fun. As soon as it starts to get too difficult and too much business, then take a break and play some covers or something and just have fun with music. Do a YouTube thing or something like that, just to get the juice flowing again.
Very cool.
That's about it, guys.
Well, here's the final question, JB. Do you have any final words for Underground Noise Webzine?
One more time.
Do you have any final words for Underground Noise Webzine?
Music is freedom, and freedom is yours to do what you want with.
I'd like to tell you thanks for your time today, JB. It was awesome.
Thank you, guys.
You're welcome.
Great chatting with you.
I'd like to say thanks to David Polito from the Metalist PR for setting this up. And that's a wrap.